Hey guys, welcome back to Pinehaven Acres. My name is Kirsten and today we have a very full and exciting video for you. So over the next couple of days I'm going to be deep cleaning the Rabbitry and then doing some little extra projects to freshen it up for the summer. So first I'm actually going to need to de-winterize all of the hutches. They have these shower curtains on the doors, if you can kind of see that. And that is for a wind block for the winter, try to keep the warmth in the hutches a little bit better. So that needs to be taken off. I also need to block off their winter boxes on the back of the hutches because they tend to use those as litter boxes as it gets warmer. And then, yeah, we're going to be deep cleaning everything. So disinfecting everything, scrubbing it down, power washing it, all of that good stuff. Everything from the cages, trays, resting mats, dishes, everything is going to be disinfected and cleaned. When I do these deep cleans, usually twice a year, I also like to deworm the rabbits at the same time. So they've already gotten their first dose, all of the ones that I won't be calling, because I have to do that this week as well. So they've gotten dewormed yesterday, and then their second dose will be given in about a week, hopefully by the time we're done cleaning everything. And then yeah, I need to cull a few rabbits. I'm selling a couple this week and then rearrange everybody, breed for our third round of litters this year. I think that's all for the rabbits, but I'm also going to be, after we clean everything, I'll be painting all of these hutches, which I'm super excited for. I love seeing freshly painted hutches, shed, you know, all that good stuff. But we're just going to be painting the hutches this year. It's been, I think, 2 years since we've painted them, and I really want to make everything look happy and bright in the Rabbitry this summer. So I've planted a few flowers as well, which I'm really excited for, along the shed and then in some pots in the Rabbitry. Besides all of that, we are also going to be re-chipping the Rabbitry. Our county has a program for free wood chips, and we've tapped into that, but there's no schedule as to when they're going to actually be delivering for us. They try to help the people in town first, and we are out in the country near the county border, so they did say that we would get some, they just didn't know when. So hopefully that is in the next couple of weeks. I'll probably make a second video on that. I need to chip the Rabbitry as well as the chicken coop. We have their outside pen has wood chips, and that has been composting and re-chipped the last 2 years. I haven't really cleaned it out, I've just added to the top of that. So hopefully we have some nice compost down deep. We'll be taking the top layer off and then, you know, mixing in some new stuff. And besides that, I actually have a guy that's going to come help me clear up this manure. He'll be taking it home to use for his prize-winning pumpkins, which is super cool. His pumpkins are the big ones, like as tall as me and a couple 100 pounds, those big ones. So I thought that was awesome. So he'll be helping me with that in the next week or two. Again, that's probably going to be a second video if we do that, if I choose to film that. So yeah. It's going to take me a couple days, maybe a couple weeks to get all of this done, but I'm just going to do what I can today. We're going to take off those shower curtains and then get started on this carport here. I also sometime this summer need to scrub the outside of the carport because it's gotten some like mildew and stuff growing on it. And our front door for the shed also has the same thing. It's like mildew, algae, something like that. Green stuff. So yeah, we're gonna take all the rabbits out. I'm going to work cage by cage. I don't have a torch. That would be super nice to burn all of the fur off. So I'm just gonna have to use like a little brush. And then we're gonna be disinfecting everything with soap and water. And then if there's any urine spots, because the calcium builds up on the wood and the wire and all that, I'll be using vinegar to let that soak and eat away at all that calcium buildup. Yeah, I'm really excited for the transformation. I hope you are too. Stick around to the end and we will get started. Alright, I just finished cleaning these two big cages here. I didn't really film a whole lot of it. I was just kind of in the mode of cleaning and I forgot to turn on the camera. But they're looking really, really nice. There's a ton of fur on them because the rabbits are molting, but they look very clean now. I still have to do this hutch back here and I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be kind of difficult to do. As you can see, there is fur and hay everywhere. So the only way that I can really get it out is just picking it by hand. I have a wire brush here, but still, it's all gonna have to be by hand. And again, this cage is a little too big to Alright, I'm done for the night. Got everything clean except for the dishes and a few resting mats for these stacker cages, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Everything is looking so nice now. I love seeing clean cages. Here's what it's looking like so far. And this big cage on the end took me 2 hours to do. The bottom cage still has a lot of calcium buildup from urine dripping from the top cage down here. So I'm probably going to let it soak with some apple cider vinegar overnight and then scrub it again tomorrow. But besides that, it's looking really good. Then we have this side here. And I still need to clean up all of this stuff before I can go into dinner. Alright, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, we are back. So it has been 2 days now, I think, since we last did anything in the Rabbitry. Yesterday was super rainy and cold, so I decided just to do inside stuff, work on Pedigree's website, that kind of thing. So now we are back out here, and I got a late start to the morning, so it is about 2 o'clock right now, which is very unfortunate. But that's okay. We're going to try to get as much done as we can now. And Saturday, tomorrow, I have most of the day free. So we are going to work on cleaning cages and then rearranging today. That's the main priority. I would really like to start painting. That's going to be my motivation. I really like to paint the cages. So we might do that. And then with rearranging, I need to move all of the hound lops into this hutch here just to keep them all together. Most everyone else is getting moved around. I have litters that are going to be moved to grow-out hutches behind you. All the does that are getting bred tomorrow need to be moved into our birthing pen over here. Birthing stacker cage thing. And then everyone else is just going to get rearranged to keep things kind of organized and whatnot. Selling some rabbits in a couple days, so carport is going to be somewhat empty. I need to get all of my grow-out hutches that are not being used right now cleaned up, ready to go for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be really pushing the breeding every 4 weeks. I'd like to have litters due, so those cages need to be kept clean and empty until we need to move rabbits in there. We need to take staples off of all of the doors from the shower curtains. And my oldest hutch back here, it has some bucks in it. That flooring is coming apart, so I need to see if I have more wire because we're going to need to replace that too. What else? I do need to cut some of the roofing material off of a hutch over here. We'll see if I get that done today. It might be a tomorrow project. But yeah, it's time to get started. I found some wire. This is coated 16 gauge 1/2 inch by 1 inch. The only other thing that we had was 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and it was 14 gauge. But I think those holes are going to be too small for the buck's poop. So we're just going to go with this. If they don't chew on it, it'll work out fantastic. If they do chew on it, it's going to snag all of the fur and their poop, and it's going to turn out to be really gross. So I'm just going to put this in. We'll see how they do with it. That way I won't have to buy new wire that's not coated. So I'm going to take these guys out. We're going to rip out the old floor, put the new stuff in, and you'll get to see how I put in my flooring. It's not pretty, but it works. And then we'll wash the cage after this new floor is in. Okay, everything is ready to put the wire on. This is what I'm using to attach the wire. 3/4 inch fence staples. They weren't great for attaching wire, hold up really well. They last a long time, and especially is important if you're going to have larger breeds that you attach your wire very well, because obviously if the rabbits are too heavy, it'll sag your wire, or the floor will drop out from underneath them, which won't be good. Another thing to note is I like to attach my wire on the underside of the cage framing, the floor framing. I don't like to attach it from the top right up here, just because it gives a little lip for the poop to sit on and not be able to fall through the wire if it is put on top. So that's why I put it underneath. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I have done here to prepare is I put down some boards, then I put down a tarp. I have my pre-cut wire set out on top of that, and then at the end here I have some buckets holding the end of the wire up. And what I do to get it started and up off the ground is I'll go underneath the cage and use my feet to lift it up, and then I'll hammer above my head, get a few staples in. Once it's up pretty good, then I come out, and stand up and get the rest of the nails in. So we're going to do that today. Fair warning, it's going to look ridiculous and silly, but this is what I've been doing for a couple of years and it works out great for me. So that's what we're going to do today, and after that's on, we'll finish cleaning up the cage and get those bucks back in. The floors are done now. They're looking really nice. So as you can see, we have a lot of urine staining back there. After I wash it with soap and water, I'll let some apple cider vinegar soak on that. It usually eats away most of the calcium that's left on the wood for the most part. And this is also what I'm talking about when I mean I attached the floor from the underside of the frame. If you didn't really get that, as you can see, it's under the frame down there, not on top like up here. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock this morning. Next day, day 3 of cleaning up the Rabbitry. I got all my chores done early this morning so we can get started on this. Little recap. Yesterday, we finished the buck hutch. We got new flooring on that. We also finished the Holland lap hutch. Got them moved in there. So today, I'm going to get started first on this cage behind me. This one is for litters that are growing out before they're weaned. I have 2 more litters that need to be moved into there. And then once the litters are moved out of their current housing, which is our birthing hutch, I can breed some does, clean that cage, and move them straight into there after they're bred. And they'll stay there until delivery and a few weeks after. So that's the main priority, is just getting these litters rearranged and getting some does bred. And then I'm also going to clean a few more cages over here. We have some resting mats that still need to be cleaned from the carport. We have a roof that needs to be trimmed on the edges and cleaned up. The staples still need to be taken out of all of the doors. And then hopefully after that, we'll be ready to paint. I'm really excited to paint, like I said before. But it is supposed to rain today. There's a small chance of rain in the afternoon. Right now it's pretty overcast. It feels like it's about to drizzle, but according to the weatherman, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, not this morning. We'll see. So that's the plan today. We're going to try to get everything done here. Obviously, we'll still have to chip the Rabbitry, but we're going to have to wait on that for the truckload to come probably in a week or 2. It's been raining for about 2 hours now. I had to stop for an hour and a half. It was downpouring too much. I couldn't get anything done. But now I've come back out. It's still drizzling, but it's not as bad as it was. So I got this hutch clean, the rabbits put back into it. The litter that was in here to begin with, I actually moved to a larger grow-out hutch. And then I moved the 2 younger silver fox litters into here with their moms. And then I also put 2 cream d'argent does in here. I'm hoping to get one of them bred with a friend's buck in the next couple of weeks. So she has a bigger hutch that I can put a traditional nest box in. So that'll work out great for her. And then now our delivery hutch is empty. So I'm going to start cleaning that. I'll probably breed some rabbits while I'm cleaning it so we can get those in there. And then we'll start rearranging some rabbits in the carport and a few cages out here. Alright, this hutch behind me is clean now. We're going to let that air dry. And I'm going to get started on breeding some rabbits. I think I'm going to do 4 silver fox today and 1 New Zealand. The silver fox will all go in this hutch, and then I'll keep the New Zealand back in her hutch. There's like a built-in nest box in that one. So that's the plan for now. I also want to give a shout out to 2 podcasts that I've been listening to while I've been cleaning the past couple days. The first one is Best in Show, and that one is all about rabbits, rabbit showing, rabbit breeding, a bunch of good resources and people that they bring in to have conversations with. And the other one is The Rabbit Habit. It's a newer podcast. Same thing. The last couple episodes, they've been interviewing judges and talking about showing rabbits, breeding rabbits, different aspects with that. And then also talking more about the judges' personal lives, which has been really interesting to get to know them a bit better and learn about their background and what other things that they're involved in life. So that's been super cool. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and you're looking for a new podcast to start listening to, definitely recommend those 2. You can find them on Spotify, I know for sure, because that's where I listen to them at, but I'm sure there are other places as well. The cages are officially clean. Everyone is where they should be. We got all of our does bred and they are put up in this delivery hutch. The New Zealand is in her own hutch because I can't fit 5 in the 4 stacker. And then all the litters are where they should be as well. Everyone's looking good. I'm super happy with the progress that we made today. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm ready for a hot shower and some dinner. I'm gonna head in. There's a few other things that need to get done before we're completely finished here. Still need to take out staples, do the roof, wash a few resting mats. So just a little things that need to get done. Another thing that I had forgot was I want to do cage tags on all of these cages. Most of them have them, but I want to make sure that everyone has one on their cage to label it. And then we can paint. So very much looking forward to that tomorrow and very happy with the progress that we made today. So we will see you tomorrow afternoon. It's day 4 and I'm ready to start painting. So this is what I'll be using. It's an exterior paint. There's no name for the paint color on the can, so I'd have to go and look, but it's essentially a light gray. I'll be starting on everything that hasn't been painted already, so underneath the roof here, and then I have another cage that the whole backside and one side wall have not been painted, so I'll start on that so that I know how much paint I have left. There are some places that are chipping off on other hutches too, so I'll cover that, and some stained areas, and then if I have extra, then we'll try to spread it out throughout everything else. I do have one grout hutch that is just plain wood, so that entire thing needs to be painted. So I'm not sure how much I'll have left, but I'm excited to get started. I think it'll freshen everything up, make it look nice and clean, and yeah, let's get to it. guys, it's the next day. I just finished washing all of these resting mats. So I'm going to get started on giving them out to all the cages that don't have them yet. I worked on getting the staples out this morning. I couldn't get all of them out, but I got most of them out. And then all day yesterday, I painted everything. And let me tell you, it looks amazing. I can't wait to show you guys. So the last thing that I have to do after handing these out is finish up on these cage tags. Most of the cages have the cage tags, but some don't, and since I rearranged everybody, I need to rearrange the cage tags as well. So we're gonna do that, and then I'll give you a final review of everything and reveal what it looks like now. I would like to do a proper reveal once we get our wood chips in, but again, that's probably not gonna be for another couple weeks. So I'll give you a little glimpse of what it looks like right now, and then we'll make another video of laying down wood chips in the future. So stay tuned for that, and I'll get to work on the resting mats and cage tags. If you're unfamiliar with what a resting mat is, it's essentially something that looks like this, and it's just a place for the rabbit to get off the wire, if that's the type of housing that they're in. So I prefer to use a traditional resting mat like this. It's plastic, it has holes through it, and then there's these little plastic pieces on the top, on both ends actually, and that'll help secure it to the wire floor so the rabbits can't move it around. I like this because one, it's plastic, so I can clean it super easily, and two, there's holes through it, so the waste can obviously still fall through and go through the wire as well. There's other options too, DIY options. You can use pieces of plywood or any type of wood really. You can also use ceramic tiles. A lot of people like to use those in the summertime. They tend to be a little bit cooler so the rabbits can lay on them and cool off. But it's not meant to cover the entire wire floor. It's just meant to cover one small area so that the rabbits can choose if they want to go on it or not. Again, I like this because it still has the holes through it. If you use solid wood or ceramic tiles, poop will build up. If they have soft poop, it'll kind of get mashed and smeared all over that, and it's harder to clean. I have used both of those actually, and I just prefer this because of the easy clean. I get this from a supplier at rabbit shows. He has cages, equipment, little accessories and supplies like this. You can also buy them on Amazon. Some have different styles. They're not, they don't look exactly like this, but they have similar ones, same concept, different patterns, different size holes through it and whatnot, but essentially the same thing. So that's another place that you can get them. But if you do have wire floors, I would definitely recommend using some type of resting mat. It'll prevent sore hocks, and it'll just be more comfortable for the rabbits and give them the option at least. When I'm writing these cage tags, what I like to do is write their tattoo and their name if they have a name, and then if they are homegrown, I write down their parents as well as their birth date, and their birth date regardless if they're homegrown or not, just so that it's easier to see how old they are and if they're old enough to breed and whatnot. I got these off of Amazon. They come with this little clip. Some of them have been chewed off by the rabbits, so I'll just zip tie them, and then I use a Sharpie. And then when I go to clean these off and erase what was written on there, I use a magic eraser is what it's called. It's like a white sponge, and I'm not quite sure how it works, but it gets Sharpie off even if it's been on there for a couple years. So that's what I use. And then I also have my pedigree book here to check birth dates and parents and information like that. Well, the cage tags are on the cages now and the resting mats are in, and I think that finishes off this week's project in the Rabbitry. I still have lots more that I want to get done in here before summer comes, so stay tuned for that. We also have lots of videos planned and things happening around here with the pigs and the turkeys, so make sure that you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so you know when our new videos come out. My goal is to have one video out per week, Sometimes I'll have to skip if we're busy, but the goal is to have one video out per week. And with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up and we will give you a tour of the Rabbitry.
Thank you.